Hi Capricorn, this is still Ripples here with your monthly tarot reading for May 2018. This reading is of course late because today is May the 9th. Yes, today's May 9th. And I actually tried to upload your video on May the 7th and somehow it got lost in the shuffle. So I had finished it and everything, was in the process of uploading to YouTube, and yeah, somehow it went missing. So I'm assuming that this is the reading that is really meant for you, because I just kind of look at it as, hey, it's happening for a reason. All right, so remember that this is a general tarot reading. I also encourage you to look closely at the cards that come out in your reading and just kind of get a picture of what you're receiving from the cards that come up. That's why I always try to show like each one of the cards to you. So that way you're able to see what your intuition's bringing in from it. All right, so we combine our intuition together. And maybe it'll feel like a personalized reading. So remember that this is general, so it may not apply to your situation. So you may want to check out your other signs, your sun sign, if it's not your sun, your rising, your moon, all that good stuff. So let's just see what is May bringing in for Capricorn. And I'm a Capricorn rising, so I was really like, yeah, I wanted to go back and watch the video, really delve into it from a different perspective. And it was like, nope, it's gone, it's gone, it's gone. So here we go with this one. Coming into the month of May, okay, or coming into at this time, right? Your present position is the King of Cups. What's crossing you is the Temperance card. Crowning thoughts. Looks like you're walking away from something. Underlying factor is the Hangman. Oh, it actually, let me see. I think that was, the Hangman actually is in reverse. Okay, so it's like getting ready for some movement. What's behind you is the Five of Wands. What you're coming upon or what's in your near future is also a 5, but the Five of Pentacles. Your advice for the situation is the Moon card. And your environment is the Queen of Pentacles. Your hopes and fears is the Six of Pentacles. Your outcome is the Six of Wands. I mean, the Six of Swords. Interesting. 2 5s and 2 6s. Very interesting. All right, so to go ahead and get into the reading, to take it a little bit deeper, right? Not just show the cards, but pick up the messages that are going line within them. You have the King of Cups energy as what you're coming into the month with, or like the present energy that's going on around you. And so this can be like the energy that you're taking on, right? So that could be you like just being in complete control of your emotions, thinking very clearly, very level-headed. And also like moving, because it's like it's a cup, so like moving intuitively, right? It's like you're in control of your emotions, but you also allow them to guide like your footsteps because, you know, it's a cup card. Now, if this isn't you, it could be someone that is currently in your life at this time. Perhaps like a relationship that you have with someone, maybe someone who's making you an offer that's emotional of some sort, perhaps a love offer, or it could be a Pisces, a Scorpio, or Cancer individual that you are currently having some type of dealing with. And in the past, it shows that there was some type of conflict that went on between you and another individual. Some type of conflict, but it's like you have moved away from that. And I feel like that's what you're still thinking about. Like you've walked away from the conflict that was going on, right? And maybe even being like, if this is you taking on this energy, like I'm walking away from that conflict. I don't want to deal with that anymore. I'm taking my emotions, taking my cups, walking away from these cups, taking my cup, and I'm walking away from all of this other stuff that's going on back here because I don't feel like dealing with it. And in this card, I noticed that there's an eclipse in the Eight of Cups. So it could be walking away from something that maybe it started around the time of the eclipses that we had earlier this year. And then we had one around January, at the end of January. I think the second one was like February the 15th or so. But sometimes like eclipses, they take a while to kind of play out. So you may want to look at your natal chart to see if that's something that applies to you. It does show in the future that you have the Five of Pentacles. And this is like a feeling, right? Like feeling of material lack. So, and when I think of things in the material, that can be like feeling the loss of that relationship. Because if it was a relationship that you chose to walk away from, then even though it is, say like it's dealing with cups because it's like feelings, but it's still something that's in the material world. So it's like it could be like the feelings or whatever. The pentacles could demonstrate something that's just in the material world. And on the card, it's like, she's trying to care for him, like keep him upright or whatever. So that could definitely be kind of processing things in a way that you've dealt with whatever you've walked away from, processing your feelings, because she looks like she's really, she's pretty sad or whatever. Like she wanted to be able to help. She wanted to be the strong person, try to keep things together. But it's like, she needs to make sure that she's taking care of herself too. And from a financial perspective, of course, this represents like, material lack. So like if it's something like with, say, a housing situation or something with your money, with your resources, it's like it could just be feeling like lack in that area. And I find it really interesting, though, that it's like you're moving from a 5 and it's like it's still, what's in front of you is still a 5. So it may be a need to try to bring stability in. And I really like that we're going to end on a 6, because then that's going to show like we're moving forward. We're getting that balance, because the 5 is like off balance. It's not even like a 4. 4 is very balanced and having a good foundation. What's crossing us is the Temperance card, and this can represent like a Sagittarius. So if you have a friend that's a Sagittarius, or somebody may be coming in, so it could be a friend that you already have, but it could also be a new person coming in that's a Sagittarius. But I really feel that it's like you're trying to balance, because if I just brought up like this is off balance, like you walked away with you, so you have like that 8, but then it's like you're leaving like an unbalanced situation, and then you're still like moving into something that's like a little bit unbalanced. So that's even like in your future. And I feel like with these cups going back and forth, like trying to balance things, like whenever you have like, say, a situation like where you break up with someone, your heart's like, you're sad, like you feel like destroyed sometimes. Making those hard decisions, like it doesn't seem like, like this person's head isn't held up high or whatever. It's just like, hey, feeling like sort of defeated, or like, I want to help this person, I really care about them. But it's like you got to get back to yourself first. So it could be trying to find that balance, like making sure that you're taking care of yourself and making sure that, like you're there maybe for your friends or whatever, like you're still able to have like some kind of conversations with them and kind of check in, be able to like go to work and manage like the duties that you have there. So I really look at that card and like the water going back and forth, like you're trying to balance your emotions. And it's like, yeah, because that present position is just like being like in this sea of emotions and trying to make sure that you keep control over them. This is the only card that came up in reverse, and this is the Hangman. Like I said, it is in reverse. And so that's your underlying factor. And what that shows to me is just that, like, there was a period of waiting, right? So you had this period of waiting, and like now it's time for some forward movement. And I think that really goes along with what we're seeing, because it's like we're in this 5 cycle, and it's like, okay, we want to do something different. So it's like now's the time in order to start doing something different. So you balance your emotions out, and it's time to start moving forward. Your advice is the Moon card. And so, of course, this represents the sign of Cancer. So maybe it's reaching out to an individual that's a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or has prominent Cancer in their chart. But it could also be, because I see like the Scorpio at the bottom. So do you know a Scorpio individual, Sun, Moon, Rising, or strong Scorpio in their chart? But what I really gather from this card in regards to what we're putting together here right now is that it's all about using your intuition, because this card showed your present position that you're like in good control of your emotions, right? Like you're aiming for that balance. And then this intuition shows you how to move forward. So like for you to go inward, And the other thing that's coming out with the Moon for me is just like looking at, we have like a new moon and a full moon each month. So just maybe checking your astrology to see like where those moons fall in your chart. And if it's any area that's like related to the things that we're looking at right here, kind of tying those pieces together perhaps. Because sometimes we have like a full moon, and that indicates an ending so that something new can maybe begin. In your environment, you have the Queen of Pentacles. And wow. What I'm really picking up in this situation is like she has one coin. Like she is a queen, right? And she's in a comfortable place. But she had a king that probably, would go along with her. So it's like she's the queen here, and she has the one coin. So whereas like before, like when you were in this relationship, in this emotional relationship, then there would have likely been, say, 2 sets of coins, right? He had his coin, or she had her coin, and then you have your coin. But now it's just like there's this one pentacle, like you're depending solely on self. That's one perspective. That's the first thing that came up for me. And then the other thing, like I said, is just being in a place of like where you're more comfortable financially, because if that's your environment, then that's really positive, because it's like, at least like this does likely represent just like that feeling of lack, right? Not something that's actually manifesting that you're going to have to continue to worry about. Because if your environment is the Queen of Pentacles, okay, then that can just mean that, okay, like, yes, financially you're okay. It's like the emotions that you're more so worrying about or feeling right now that's feeling uncomfortable. Next up, we have the 6 of Pentacles, and this is in your hopes and fears. And I feel that you just want things to balance out, right? So you want to move from this unbalanced situation that you had into, and this can represent, in my opinion, like a relationship still, because a relationship is something that's material. Like you can physically see the person, that's there, whatever. I feel like you just want to be in a more balanced like area. Like you want things to balance out in your life. And that can be like in a financial matter. That can be like in a housing matter. That can also, however, be in a relationship matter, just for it to have, to be fair for you and for the other person. I really feel that it's like you wanting to just balance, like maybe either your finances or like your home life, perhaps, because I feel like you walked away from a relationship, something that was emotionally unfulfilling. One last thing I want to bring up with this card is it can be like where someone may ask something of you, because you see like the hands are out there. Someone may ask something of you, or you may ask something of someone. It can go both ways. And you're hoping that you'll be able to get what it is what you want, or give the person like what they want, right? That you'll be able to have that reciprocal relationship. And I show that you end the month, you end this energy with the Six of Swords. And I really like that because, the fives were pretty, what you're in right now, if this applies to you, it seems pretty challenging. It's like walking away from something challenging. You're thinking about, the walking away that you did, and you're walking into, something that is still challenging, moving from a five to a five, like not very helpful. But again, like you end the month with the Six of Swords, and that's going into calmer waters. It's like things are easier. Maybe your mind's not so busy with all of the thoughts about like what you could have done, what you should have done, or what the person should have done. It's like you're moving on like into easier and easier territory. You can see like your end goal is very close in sight. So I think that's really great. What I'm going to do right now is pull a couple to a few. These are the Angel Answers cards by Doreen Virtue. The original deck that I was using is Morgan Greer Tarot. That's sort of my go-to for readings. All right, so what additional advice do we have for Capricorn for the month of May 2018? What additional advice do we have for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising for May 2018? Yeah. That was so interesting. Let's see if we can try that again. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut real fast. Okay, the first card that I'm getting is that you need to wait. The card's encouraging you to wait. So it's like some kind of judgment or maybe action that you're thinking about making that you just want to wait. And I feel like that's kind of tying into like make sure that you're using your intuition, that you're not just like taking action. And then you also had the Hangman here, which did show like, like the period of waiting will come to an end. But I feel like it's tied into like making sure to use your intuition so that you know like how to move when you're moving. The second card you have is to let go. So I feel like that's releasing, and that's what you're already thinking about that. So it's like, yes, you're on the right path there to let go, like to leave that thing behind that's no longer serving you, whether it be a relationship, an unfulfilling work position, unfulfilling friendship, yeah, I feel like it's dealing with relationships of some sort. Oh, that's really good. And forgive. You have forgiveness. So it's like it's okay to forgive the person and not return to them. Like that's okay. It's okay to forgive yourself if you stayed in a situation longer than you feel like you should have been there, because it's like we're human. we are just, doing the best we can, honestly, Underneath the deck, I have it's up to you. So that's a really good message because it's like you do have control of the situation. It's up to you. Like you're in complete control of your emotions right now. You're able to balance things out, or you have a friend who will be there to support you. And that may be both. You have your intuition to guide you through this process, right? You have like a good environment. So it's like, it truly is, it's up to you. And you can change your perspective. If you're focusing on that Five of Pentacles, that's up to you, right? So even if you're in an energy, it's like being able to take that perspective, like, okay, like I'm not going to put more energy into this area because I don't see like where it's bringing me the benefit that I want, right? So I'm going to put energy into thoughts and things that feel positive to me, So just really consider that. Make sure that you were looking at the cards, or you may want to rewind or something if you weren't paying close attention. Just to see like what you intuit from the cards. If you got something different, then definitely like use your intuition. Use your intuition. It's the guide. That's all I have. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like if you do like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff if you feel that you would like to do those things. Any information that you need will be in the About section, I believe. And until next month, I'll see you guys next time. I'll be back shortly, actually, with a love reading, specifically with another deck of cards. All right. Thank you guys and have a great one. Bye.